My dear students, in social and preventive pharmacy, I have uploaded all the syllabus except module 2, which comprised of the preventable disease, many disease. So I was getting continuous requests from many of the students to upload unit 2. So now I'm going to start the series for unit 2, which was the left out module, and so that the complete syllabus of social and preventive pharmacy can help all the students. I was getting continuous requests from many of the students to include all the presentations for the several disease mentioned in the unit 2 so that it can help them out. See, the ultimate purpose of Pharmacypedia is to help the students in any way that is possible to them by sharing continuous good quality e-content. My dear students, so now you can check for the remaining of all the syllabus for module 1, 3 and 5, those who have mentioned through the playlist. If you're viewing my channel for the first time, for checking the complete syllabus of social and preventive pharmacy, you can check the playlist for social and preventive pharmacy. So without wasting the time, let us begin the session. If you have still not subscribed to Pharmacypedia, please do like, share and subscribe to Pharmacypedia for getting further updates and important content related to pharmacy. In this session, I'm going to talk about the cholera. So if you talk about the unit 2, basically you have learned all these diseases, their epidemiology, their mechanisms, their drugs, everything in your earlier classes, starting from B Farm third year, in B Farm second year also some of the. So like the point of discussing these diseases over here is that they are the social disease. One thing to understand here is that they are the social disease prevalent in the society. So what can be the general ways to prevent them? So in the subject social and preventive pharmacy, we shall be discussing only what are the different prevention ways of these disease. I know you have the complete information about all the diseases since you have read them in detail in other subjects as well. But the point here of discussing in social and preventive pharmacy is to memorize, to revise, and to look back what are the preventive mechanisms for these diseases. So let us start with the cholera. So if you talk about the cholera, what is a cholera? It is a diarrheal infection. And how it is caused? It is caused with the bacterium Vibrio cholerae. Again, it is an infectious disease, and the major symptom include the watery diarrhea. So you can say it leads to the dehydration, complete dehydration. Talking about the epidemiology, the areas highlighted with the orange color, you can see they are the areas of the world whereby the cholera is most prevalent. So if you see, India is also a part of that continent, and in India there were several cases of cholera. Now, for understanding why this disease happened, this is important to understand. It is the disease which can easily be prevented by taking certain prevention mechanisms. So, the major cause for the cholera is the contaminated water and the and the unhygienic sanitation conditions. So if you focus on these things, you can prevent the cholera. So the risk of transmission can be easily avoided by avoiding this bacteria Vibrio cholerae. And how it can be avoided? By having access to the clean drinking water and good sanitation systems, hygienic sanitation systems. Talking about the causes, the deadly effects of this disease can result into the toxins. So this bacteria produces a specific toxin which is being released in the small intestine. And when once it released to the enormous amount of the water is being released in the form of the diarrhea. So leading to diarrhea and rapid loss of fluid and salts. So my dear students, it becomes a cause for the illness for several people who have access to the same contaminated water. So in an area, it can easily prevent it. So that is why it is being categorized as a social disease. Talking about the infective material, again, other sources of infection include stools and the vomits, etc. Talking about the incubation period, it is commonly 1 to 2 days. And the mode of transmission includes, I told you, contaminated water, fecally contaminated water, contaminated drinks, contaminated food, and the unhygienic sanitary conditions. Talking about the symptoms are very generalized. They include watery diarrhea, and severe dehydration, also accompanied by nausea and the vomiting. So the people become sick very fast and they have very severe symptoms. So the majority includes mild or moderate symptoms, while a minority develop the acute watery diarrhea with severe dehydration. Now talking about the risk factors. So generally the risk factors include the unsanitary conditions, and they also include the multifaceted approaches being required to have the prevention and the control. So it includes the control of cholera to reduce the number of deaths. So you need to have combination of surveillance systems. You need to always drink the pure water. Any contaminated source of water can lead to cholera and unhygienic sanitary conditions. So social mobilization, treatments, and oral cholera vaccines are used to prevent them. So nowadays there are oral cholera vaccines which actually helps in the prevention of the disease as well. So rapid access to the treatment is essential during the cholera outbreak. So oral rehydration therapy works best. So you must have the oral rehydration solution or ORS. You must have heard about the ORS. So that is one of the way to treat them fast, because you need to have more fluid intake because of the watery diarrhea. Talking about the treatment, the diseases can be easily treated. But seeing the number of population, it is a social disease. So first of all, the patient should have access to large quantity of the clean water. So minimum 6 liters of water or ORS to treat the moderate dehydration on the first day. Severely dehydrated patients are at the risk because of the shock and the rapid administration of intravenous fluids. So again, you need to diminish the duration of the diarrhea by taking several antibiotics along with the ORS solutions to reduce down the volume of the rehydration fluids needed and shorten the amount and the duration of Vibrio cholerae excretion in their stools. Talking about the vaccines and hygiene promotions. So, health education camps are being conducted in various rural areas to uh, create awareness among the people about having access to the clean water and hygienic practices like continuous washing of the hands, frequent washing of the hands, and safe preparation and storage of food. Food should be covered up, safe disposal of the faces, and awareness campaigns should also be organized during the outbreaks, and information should be provided to the community about the potential risk and symptoms of cholera. And apart from that, precautions are also being required to be taken to avoid cholera. So the location of the appropriate treatment site should be shared upon. Talking about the vaccines, nowadays WHO has pre-qualified oral cholera vaccines. They include like Dukoral, Sanchol, and Evacual Plus. So all these three vaccines require 2 doses for the full protection. So Dukoral is administered with a buffer solution for adults, and it requires 150 ml of clean water. Dukoral can be given to all the individuals over the age of 2 years. So 2 doses of Dukoral provides you protection against the cholera for 2 years. Similarly, Sanchol and Evacual Plus are essentially the same vaccines produced by two different manufacturers. So they do not require a buffer solution for administration. They are just given to the individuals over the age of 1 year. So there must be a minimum of 2 weeks delay between each dose of these two vaccines. Now, further precautions are required, which are like continuous washing of the hands. The food should always be covered up. That can actually help you out in the prevention of the cholera. Cholera can simply be prevented by taking all these precautions along with the vaccines, and therefore it is being confined only to the region of the world whereby you get the contaminated water as a source. So if you avoid these reasons, rest of the world it is not being that much impacted out. In the map which I shared, you can clearly spot out the areas whereby this disease is more prevalent. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe to Pharmacypedia for getting further updates and important content related to pharmacy. Thank you so much, everyone.